And welcome back to another episode of the C.I.T.Y podcast. Episode 111? No, 112. Yeah, 112. 112. This is what I asked you before we started recording.
Literally.
It was like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Anyways, another episode of the Spooktober.
You're not selling it at all.
Yeah. You sound very unsure of yourself.
Like,
I scared.
So this is another episode of Spooktober.
It's
just like,
scared
come
myself
on,
last
man.
time. That's why I was listening to the podcast. I was like, nope, too scary. You gotta bring it back a little bit.
If it's too scary, you spoop instead of spook. It's fucking Spooktober. It just makes it fucking silly. And you're just like, oh, okay. I'm not scared.
I'm not scared. No, but you know that little section when you told the story, the first one.
Yeah.
I listened to it again. Got chills. I don't know what it was about that story and how we were all quiet and everything. Chills.
Because that's what makes a good spooky story.
Second one, because we already knew the ending was not as scary. The first one was good.
Oh, and do we have a good one for you today?
Before we get into the stuff of today, I am Tony and I'm here with
Roman
and
James.
well, fucking Eric runs everything.
Yeah.
Why? We're going counterclockwise.
Special guest is always the last one, but Eric does the Eric thing. We have James as special guest. Thanks, James.
Hello.
And of course,
Yeah, you didn't ruin it. Eric ruins everything.
Whatever.
And of course,
Your boy Eric.
Hate that fucking boy ruining
he's
everything.
a piece of shit.
God damn, this is why you're never gonna be rich.
Y'all just jealous of my swag.
That's why you're
You're
never
jealous
gonna
of my swag.
You don't
Swag,
have
Eric.
swag.
Yeah, my swag.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
pretty much.
You don't have
Hey,
swag
look
because
at this. Look
nobody
at this, man.
says swag
Tony,
anymore.
Tony and I had a conversation, and it turns out my attitude rubs off on everybody.
No, it just
In the
turns
house.
out you're more like your parents than I thought.
Hell yeah, because they're my parents, and he doesn't know who his parents are.
For the longest
Boom.
time, you know, I didn't get to know my mom, till my dad passed away,
Yeah.
and her attitude and how much my brothers and sisters are exactly like my mom. I never saw it, because you know, when my dad was alive, it was different. He controlled the household. It was his household, and when he had time to go out, and he took us out as a family. And on his
He was the man of the house.
Yeah, on his days off, you know, he's like, oh, help me cut the yard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So my mom, in and out, you know, doing things. It was my mom.
Yeah.
I didn't really pay attention to her personality. I always paid attention to my dad's personality.
Yeah.
And I compared, you know, my older brother, myself, and everybody else in my family to him. But lately I've been noticing, you know, the way my mom acts now that my grandma lives with us, her mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I could see how my brothers are the way they are. Like the whole lateness. We always talk about how Eric is fucking late and he doesn't run on time and whatever job he works at, he doesn't care because he thinks he has that arrogance.
Arrogance, yes.
That he's too good for the
It's
job.
in the name.
So
Eric.
he's too good for the job. So no matter what, he's gonna get away with everything because he does the job really good. My mom is exactly the same way. No matter where she's at, she's like, they can't fire me. They need me. So she runs at whatever time shit she wants.
Yeah.
So she's never on time to anything. I was like, okay, I see that. Then she's arrogant as fuck too. I was like, I see that too.
And a little tidbit, we've both been to work drunk.
So I started noticing that my mom's personality is more my brothers and sisters' personality than everything.
Yeah.
It took me a while because I was so focused, you know, on my pops for a while.
Yeah.
I never saw it. But now that I'm focused on my mom, trying to, you know, hey, stop. I even talked to her like I talked to Eric. Hey, fucking stop doing stupid shit. You're gonna end up, you know, fucking yourself up.
And that's some fuck you.
And she doesn't say. She's like, what do you know? You don't get out. I was like, you know what?
For sure, I saw, like, the lateness thing is just, like, that's a family trait. Like, everybody that I know...
The only one that likes being on time is me. Unless I'm, like, super late, I'll be like, I ain't gonna make it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To waste your time, like
But-
Paul.
But
these
no.
people don't call.
But here's the thing. You're like, oh, I'm not going to make it in time. But here's the thing. Like, you're so hard on that if you're, like, 5 minutes late, you're like, I'm not fucking going.
Yeah.
It's just like, if I'm 5 minutes late, it's like... I'm 5 minutes late. It was my fuck up, my bad, but I keep going.
Usually when I ask someone to do something...
5 minutes. Huh?
My dad had a thing. If you're not 5 minutes early, you're late.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. It's like I'm asking people to do stuff either with me or help me do something. Why am I gonna waste their time if I can't be there on time?
Yeah.
So if I see myself, oh, I'm gonna be like 5-10 minutes late. It's like, fuck, I already wasted their time. Never mind. Call it off. Be like, hey man, I'm sorry. And I try to make it up in some way or other, right?
See, that's even worse because then nobody invites you nothing. You might as well be late and they'll be
But then
like,
again, I'm
you know what,
wild,
we're
so
gonna
I'm
invite
okay
him.
with
He's
it.
gonna be late.
It's another excuse for me not to do anything.
Well, I'll give you an example of like when I was like I've been late. It was recently. What was it? Thursday, I think. Thursday, I was supposed to go out with my buddy Brian and Jose. Jose, it was supposed to be his lunch hour, so I was like, it has to be 1 o'clock. Everybody get over there. What I didn't know is that I text Brian. I was like, hey man, I'm already on the way. So I'll meet y'all there. Because I told John, I was like, John, hey, we're going to go eat at Main Street. So, I know you're always down. Let's go. Well, Brian fucking, like, calls me. He's like, dude, I just woke up. Just come to my house so you can pick me up. And I was like, all right, I'm going to be a little late. That's fine. And I text John. I was like, hey, man, I know you're already on your way. I'll be there just a little bit late, maybe like 10 minutes.
Were you having this conversation with him? Like, he answered back, like, okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
no. Because I was wondering if he's like, hey, I'm on my way to meet you there.
Yeah.
And he's like, he just put K, and you're like, oh, that means that nigga's barely waking up and he's barely gonna shower. Because that boy, like, he's something about on time, but he's late too.
Oh yeah, he's constantly late, and so are you. I mean,
I don't hide it though.
I'm very like I like to be punctual. I like to be places on time. When I tell somebody I'm going to be there at that time, I'm going to be there at that time.
See, but that's the thing. You let people know and be like, hey man, I can't make it. I'm
Exactly.
sorry.
Yeah. Exactly.
My brother be like, no.
If something comes up, yes.
My brothers and my mom, they're like, all right, if I get there, no one there, fuck them. That's what their mentality is.
Yeah.
Say you guys want to go out for drinks.
Yeah.
All right, he gets there 20, 30 minutes late, and he gets there and there's no one there because they didn't want to wait for his ass.
Yeah.
He gets there, has a couple of drinks, comes back, he's like, fuck them, they weren't there, fucking, and he starts complaining about the people like he's not the fucking problem.
I've gotten there on like, well, let me finish the story. I'll give you another story. Okay, so I tell John like, oh, I'm gonna be a little late. I had to stop off and pick up Brian. Brian calls back. He's like, I need to take a shower. I was like, fuck, man. I was like, just take it quick. And he was like, yeah. And he did. It was fairly quick. But we were about 30 minutes late. And John was like, fucking, at least I could be there on time. I was like, bitch, you're fucking never on time because you don't drive yourself anywhere.
Yeah.
And he was all, fuck you. So I was like, whatever.
You can't be late if you're never, going there on your own.
Exactly. But surprisingly, he did go on his own. And then another, Jose wasn't able to make it, but Joseph was, so we all kind of ate some pizza there. But another time is when Eric set the time. Eric was like, we're going to go get Bop. And I was like, I'm fucking down. I haven't had Bop in a hot minute.
I remember that day.
Yeah, you should, motherfucker. Okay, so he sets the time. He says, we got to be there at 11 because I go to work at 12. And he's like, but I can be at work at like 12:30, so it doesn't matter, right?
Hell yeah.
Irresponsible.
Exactly, right? And then he's just like, okay. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be there at 11. Like, you said 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And always, like, a fucking... maybe I'm going to have early, like, Alzheimer's, because I keep forgetting that Eric's at the time... He's gonna be late. I had like a cool hour and a half before I could get there and still be early.
I tell everybody when Eric invites you something. Yeah. When Eric says, "Hey, I'm gonna be there at 1."
Yeah.
Be there like 1:32.
Be there at 2.
That's what
I tell people that too.
John already knows it. Everybody already knows it. When my family sets up a time, you have an hour to half an hour wiggle room.
Yeah.
Like celebrations, parties.
Yeah.
That's why I say ish at the everything. It's like it'd be
like
like 11-ish, 12.
Yeah,
that's
you do say
right, don't I?
But
You
that's
say
such a fucking cop out because when I say ish, I mean like 15 minutes tops.
Not 30 minutes. Not an hour.
Not 30 minutes. Not an hour. Not an hour and a half. I say ish.
Everybody different folks, different strokes.
But he says 11. Guess what? My fucking fat brown ass is already there at 11. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, where's everybody at? I start texting. John's like, oh, I was going to catch a ride with Eric. and blah blah blah. And I was like,
I never agreed to that.
well, he was gonna come to your house so
Yeah.
that he can get a ride from you, and then he'll catch a ride back with me. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It was his whole plan all along.
Because I told him, I was like, I gotta go to work. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna take
exactly.
your ass nowhere.
And I was just like, okay. And then he calls me. He's just like, oh, fucking Eric, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I'm here. And he's like, well, I can be there. And I was like, Eric fucked this up already. I'm not waiting for anybody anymore. Like, I'm done. If you say a time, I'm going to be there. And if you're not there, fuck you. I love you, Eric. We've been friends for fucking 15
forgot why
years.
I wasn't there at 11. I think I
had
had
no-
something else to do.
No, you
No,
didn't.
no,
you
you
just
don't.
woke up
You
late.
never have anything to do, Eric.
No, you specifically text me at like 11:30. You're like, "Fuck, I overslept. I'm gonna jump in the shower right now." And I was like, "So you're not even gonna get on the road until like 12:15."
Say
And
what you want.
I even broke down like his time frame, and like I was off by about 10 minutes.
Hey man, I was there on time and I got to work on time too.
Did
Turns
you-
out I had to be there at 12:30.
Did you guys eat without him?
Huh?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Did
without.
you
Oh,
guys-
I ate without him.
I remember that day.
I
'cause he-
literally like ordered my food as he was calling me. He's like, "Hey man, just fucking order my food. I'm on my way." And I was like, "Okay, on your way." Because if he says,
Like, I'm right there on 410.
if he says like I'm right there on 410, that means he hasn't left his house. Like he was barely pulling out. I know this fucking animal that sits in front of me.
I don't know what
Just-
I think I remember that day because
Oh,
he came to his lunch hour to the house,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Man, these fuckers ate without me." I was like, "Would you expect? You were like an hour late." He's like, "They already know me." I was like, "Oh,
Exactly.
You're supposed to be
That's
at
fair
work
enough.
to begin with."
Exactly.
Work's unimportant. Let's not talk about it.
Exactly. So at this point, I fucking love you, Eric. But I'm not waiting for you anymore. Like that shit fucking sailed. It should have sailed a long time ago, but I gave you fucking some lead time.
I've been noticing all these different things. I was like, okay, I could see it. Because my dad had a completely different personality,
Yeah.
and I don't see that in my brothers. Other than they're hard workers.
Yeah.
That's the way. But I don't see like my dad was like chill,
Yeah.
laid back, fucking like today we're talking about the difference how he had
Huh.
at work.
I'm chilled and
Right.
laid back. Too chill and laid back. That's
Yeah,
all
I
I'm
think,
always.
I think that's the problem.
You're chilling back in the arrogant way.
Hells yeah.
You're like, fuck all these people. They don't deserve me. They don't deserve my presence.
That's right.
Mom's that way too. And not until you start having conversations, she
That was
explodes.
the same.
She explodes. She could come in the room, she'd be chill. But the moment you say something, bomb goes off. It's the same thing with Eric.
Yeah.
Can't fucking tell Eric, hey man, you know what? And he goes, nah, let me tell you something. I see it.
It's true. He fires a shot before it's shot at him.
Hell yeah.
Because he's scared of it.
And
Preempt the strike, baby.
my dad used to be the one. He would take everything, man, not say anything.
No.
Shit, I saw him get in a fucking fight once. He let this motherfucker talk shit. He let this motherfucker come at him. And before he knew it, the dude got in front of his face, just popped him, let him out. I was like, oh, okay. And he didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Because the cops came. And his brothers and my cousin and my mom were over there fighting with the cops and everything. He was just like, he told my brother, hey, go get the car. You're probably going to go to jail. Because I was right there. He's like, take your brother home. Just wait for a call. And I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, all right. My mom was fucking yelling. She was fucking fighting with the cops. My cousins, my uncles, they were
His mom's
still,
a hood rat.
still fighting with they were still fighting with the other people, right? And my dad was just right next to us, trying by the fucking cop car. He's like, hey, he's like, don't worry, we're gonna get arrested, but it wasn't our fault. It's like my brother was barely learning how to drive. He's like, take your brother home. Well, for this, I will give you a call. I was like, okay. I was like, just a different personality. I'm starting to see it now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I could see how all these people, they're my mom's kids.
Yeah.
Just putting a lot of shit together this week. I was like, man,
It's those revelations I have when you're like, oh, you're able to step back and actually look at you.
man,
Nope.
because like, oh,
Yeah,
man.
like when I step back at Eric, I can actually see Eric.
Because I used to always
Oh, it's a fat joke.
I used to always say, man, why are you fucking?
You start crying.
I used to always say, why do people like this? Like my older brother used to say, I'm like, why are you like that? Eric all the time is like, dude, why are you always late? Or why are you always, now I see it, I know where they get it from.
You got the mama gene.
But no, it's weird.
I like to say every time I asked Dad, every time, I think it was like weekends and shit when we were younger, I'd be like, hey, can we go this? And he'd be like, Yeah, like 5 to 10 minutes, and then we wouldn't go. So it was his way of letting me down slow, and I was like, you know what? Just tell me when you fucking going. Don't waste my goddamn time.
I don't know the
And
best
I
one.
just went and sat down.
Yeah, just like your mom, you explode.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
the
I was like,
the best
you
one was
fucking lied
asking-
to me. So then I ain't gonna do no more chores. That's my.
He's
Show
like,
you.
"I gotta do
Such
your
a- such
fucking
a big
chores."
man.
No, and then I was like, nope. So I pawned it off on somebody else, and they're like, told you we're gonna do your chores. I was like, sure.
The best one was ask your mom, and then you ask your mom, go ask your dad. Ask your dad. Did you ask your mom yet? So fucking later the movie time passed and no one did nothing.
You're damn right.
Yeah. And mom would have this thing where she tell, like, my dad would be outside. It's like, tell your dad that I need you to give me the tenme acá. And I was like, oh, I don't know what kind of fucking plant that is. And I was like, Dad, Mom's like, que me tenga acá. I'm looking for some tenme acá. And he's like, yeah, all right, it's over there.
I don't know this one.
And I'd be like, I was like, which one is it? It's right there. Just look for it. And I'd be like,
Dude, the best time
no, I don't
waster.
see it. He would laugh. Mom would laugh. I'd fucking die inside.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot of things today too. I went to Planet K to get
Hell yeah.
papers for members of the cones
Yeah.
for the CBD stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of lesbians in the adult.
Lesbian
toy
seems to
section.
be the word for the day. I don't know.
What, lesbians?
Lesbians is like the word of the
Tony's
day.
infatuated.
Like if this
Mom.
was fucking the
I
people.
don't know. It's just
I'm in lesbians with you.
No, this was if this was
Oh,
the,
Sasuke Pilgrim yesterday is so.
if this was
such
the,
a fucking good
if
movie.
this was the Pee Wee Herman show, it'd be like.
If the couch starts talking, I'm fucking running.
Oh, if the couch starts talking, it's gonna be like, he farts so fucking much. Kill me, please.
Anyway, you were saying, Tony.
Don't let John sleep on me.
I don't know. I laughed out loud, and I was just like, I never fucking snapped. They were buying adult toys and shit. And
Dildos.
She was literally putting on the strap on.
and she's like, hey babe, did you remember go get the gloves? And I was like, gloves? I was like, what the fuck do they lesbians these gloves? It's like, I already told you, I ain't doing shit with you unless you get the gloves. And they better not be the blue medical gloves. We want those black artist satin gloves. I was like, black satin. I was like, oh shit, I said that out loud. I was like, what do you guys need gloves for? Just, I was curious.
Oh
Like,
god.
it's like, that's our condoms. Because we don't want to spread STIs or, for girls.
Coli.
UTI.
Yeah, UTI. There you go.
Oh, urinary tract infection?
Yeah, she's like, we use gloves.
Yeast.
Yeast,
Fair
at
enough,
least
fair
in the
enough.
East.
I was laughing my ass. I was like,
That makes sense.
that gloves with their condoms.
Yeah, I thought,
And they
yeah.
have a preference. The blue medical ones, that's a no.
Because they're super dry.
Yeah, and they need the artist ones. The ones
Yeah.
you see like mechanics, and
And,
artists,
and tattoo artists and shit like that, yeah.
that's the ones they prefer. And I was like,
Because they're
there's-
satin, so
Yeah.
they don't stick to each other.
Yeah.
Like the medical gloves, like the regular plastic.
You'll
ones
hear them go.
stick.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I learned something today. It's like I thought they were, the fucking sex world would provide
Oh no,
lesbians
lesbians.
some kind of fucking protection.
Yeah.
And they're like, they do. And it's like, but it's just a fucking
Saran wrap?
latex.
Yeah.
She said it was a latex tampon.
Mhm.
Where you just fucking put it and stick your face in there.
It's called
yeah.
dental dam.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that what
called
it
a dental dam.
I was-
But you can also just use them by like
Saran wrap.
saran wrap, or if you have a condom, whether it's lubed or not, just cut off the top and cut off the bottom and cut it, and it's the same thing.
I was just
Or a
like-
glove, same thing.
Yeah, but, and I didn't fucking snap.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking gloves. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Oh yeah, man.
And so,
Oh, that
I-
means
you know,
don't
that
you know
means
that-
one of them's like eating like fucking hot wings and shit. She's like, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you, and she's like, get a grill up, baby.
See, but I didn't want to have I don't want to have a personal conversation with fucking random fucking strange lesbians. But you ever have those
He
fucking
doesn't like
thoughts,
talking to me.
and they just say it out loud without wanting to? It just came out, and
I don't-
they were the only two there, and it was me, and then the guys who work at the register, and the guys at the register started laughing because I was just like, oh, what the fuck are you guys for? And they're like, huh?
For anal fisting. Which I jacked off to a lesbian anal fisting thing yesterday. That was pretty sweet.
Fair
I can
enough.
send you the link. It was pretty good.
But that was me. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Link in the description below.
There you go.
Don't know if I've ever been in that situation where
Oh shit!
I think
Never
of,
mind.
like where I'm thinking out loud and I say it. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I've been in that situation because most of the time, if there's something I don't know, I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I Google it.
CD.
Exactly.
Dr. Google knows
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
I
Fucking my
think
Google machine.
Googling why lesbians need gloves would take me to a rabbit hole I don't want to go into.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's a rabbit hole you definitely want to go into.
Not
It's boring, but
good.
yeah.
But why are you saying lesbians the word of the day, James?
Oh,
because
because
you
you
said it like 5 times.
before you
Yeah.
even started this conversation, like before you even turn out the
Before you started recording, you're like
Before we-
lesbians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were like, oh, I have a fucking sweet lesbian story.
I guarantee.
Oh,
lesbians
I heard,
and
like,
all that
lesbian-
shit, and I was just
We're
like, damn.
talking about
And
the
then
Wizard of
lesbians.
Oz
No, you
before.
were also talking about lesbians working here and there.
Yeah. Lesbians was said 10 times in their
Yeah.
shit before we
shit.
even started this fucking
And
conversation.
you're like, oh, that makes no sense. And then you're like, oh, but this store over here on this side of town is
Oh,
lesbian
yeah,
central.
Yeah, the comic shop bros. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, we're talking about the Wizard of Oz. You say you went to go watch
Wicked.
The Wicked. Did
Yeah.
you like it?
Was it
Yeah.
wicked awesome?
It was good.
It was
Yeah.
wicked
Yeah.
pisser.
I don't think I could ever watch a play.
I
I think
mean,
I will fall asleep or say something out loud. Would be like, "Hey man, could you not?"
no, I mean, it's actually, it gets you, like, the stage does, like, something like, so, like, there was a lot of moving parts, and, like, all the mechanics, like, you know, Glenda the Good Witch came down, like, on, like, a mechanical stage. Bubbles were all over the place.
Quick question.
Yes.
When she's coming down the stage, they hear like the fucking pulley in the back, just like.
No, actually, the Majestic Theater was really, really nice.
Professional breaks, though,
yeah,
man.
like-
I know, but a boy could dream. I just
Yeah.
want to hear that. It's like,
You
we
just want
spent.
shitty production value. That's what you want.
I
You want a high
honestly,
school production.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
honestly thought one of these guys was gonna hit his fucking face on the floor because they had some fucking faggoty shit going on in there, like, you know, like that fucking the ribbon fucking.
Oh, the ribbon enders.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this faggot fucking dancing around here? There was no significance to him doing this other than, like,
It looks
you know,
free.
It's
I
to
guess.
it's to show you it's a dream sequence, bro.
There was no dream sequence.
Nah.
It's to show you it's a flashback, bro.
I don't know. I just don't I don't
I'm guessing
understand
you went
that.
with your wife.
Yes, it was my wife, her little brother's girlfriend, and then her sister and her mom.
So it's a family, okay.
Yeah, so as a family we all went, but her mom actually fell asleep during the thing. So I was like, man, she's like really into it because she's like, you know, like looking down, like, wait a minute, she's fucking looking at the chair in front of her. She ain't.
You just hear snoring.
Yeah, but she
She's like, you uncultured slut.
she played it off pretty well though, cause like after every like song or every single act, everyone like starts clapping. She'll like just like real quick clap, and then like go right back to sleep.
That's somebody that's falling asleep through a lot of like parent teacher
Yeah.
conference
Oh,
and
yeah.
or award ceremonies. Like,
See, I like.
yeah, good for you,
I
dog.
like movies and I like TV shows. I don't think I could watch a play ever.
It's very like, don't get me wrong, like
I think musicals. I think I would enjoy musical, but there's musicals out there that I'm like.
The songs are pretty nice and it was pretty funny. Like I think that's what was keeping me interested. But like the second half, because like they have the interlude so that the actors could reset and like, you know, take a break because they're fucking singing
Go
and
to the
dancing.
restroom, take
Yeah.
a shit, take
Yeah.
a mean dumper.
After
Fucking take a
that-
big grumpy.
After that, like the second half wasn't as interesting, so I started like kind of like, oh, when the fuck is this over? Like whatever. But the ending,
2 hours is too long.
yeah, the ending was pretty.
Serenity now.
The ending was good. I actually really did like overall. Like I did like the play, and I
One
wouldn't.
out,
I wouldn't
one
see
out
it
of 10.
again.
What do you give it?
I give it an 8.
No, fair
Yeah,
enough.
it was good.
I mean, I heard Wicked was good.
Yeah, it was a
I
good
mean,
play.
Wizard of Oz stories are just.
Is that playing? Was that just for today, or is that going? On for
I
the
don't
week?
know. They bought the tickets with my money when I didn't even know. About
I think
James, look what you bought us. What the fuck?
it. Yeah.
$800. No,
Yeah.
I think it's like whenever like big plays like that are in town, they're usually in for like a week or so.
Yeah, it's a
This
week
was
or
at the
so.
Majestic.
Yeah, at the Majestic. I know that for a fact. And even when we were leaving, there was another line of like for the next show already waiting to come
Like,
in.
oh, it's twice a day.
God
For
damn,
like a
do the
week.
people
I don't
still
know.
fucking dancing and all that other shit after that? Or
I
you think
don't-
they had like seconds?
No, I think it's them. Like they,
They perform.
I give credit to any of those like
Would
Broadway.
you watch another play though?
I would. Yeah, I mean, I actually wasn't really into like musicals and stuff like that. But then Colleen, my wife, she got me into like the first one we watched together was Rent, and that was pretty good. And I was like,
Is
I've
that
heard,
the one where somebody dies with AIDS?
yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Is that the one? I hope I get it.
What?
No,
The song. I hope I get it.
No,
No.
that's a different one.
that's a different. It's always up there.
Yeah, I
Something
think.
else.
Yeah,
Is that the producers you're thinking about?
I don't know. I just remember that when we were little, we were in a dance company.
Mm.
They made us dance a couple of fucking musical
Mm.
numbers, and I never found.
I think it was just the dance routine that we did.
Yeah.
Like, God, I hope I get it. I hope I get
I
it.
know
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
from. I know it's from a
More
play.
than-
Maybe Guys and Dolls.
Probably. Or West Side Story.
Like I said, I'm not a big play person, but I know it was from a play
Yeah.
or a musical.
I've watched Cats on TV.
I think. Oh shit!
Like,
Y'all just like reminded me of that.
Like
I-
how many people
I
can
think
be?
I was in theater in high school. Like
Yeah, he was.
for one like for
one semester
I
or
guess
whatever.
one semester or whatever. Oh shit! All right, I don't know what I didn't do anything performance wise because I was.
You were the tree.
Yeah, I was like a fucking light dude.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah,
I'm
he
scared
was-
of heights. I shouldn't even be
He was
here.
the guy in the background. It's like,
Uh,
he was the one had that pulley that just like.
yeah.
Yeah, I was the one that was like, oh shit!
That-
That fucking pulley got away from me.
That's fine.
You
I
just see the girl just falling. into
Sorry,
his face.
Mary. Fuck you, Roman. I got a wedgie in my veg.
what's it called?
I can pull it out for you. Please, let me pull it out for you.
My teeth.
She's like that without a glove.
It's an
Oh,
old,
God.
it's an old Korean teeth.
So you're saying your wife and you enjoyed Rent first?
Yeah. So like she showed me Rent, and like I was kind of like hesitant at first, but then like it had a good story and good songs. So then after that,
Be on the stomach.
So you were saying that okay, so Rent and
It's like
then
you rock.
so Rent, and then like she started watching more stuff. So like Avenue Q was another one that we watched. It was pretty good.
That's the one that
The
Clarissa. Yeah,
Yeah,
Clarissa was like, okay, because Clarissa had taken me to a
Taken.
to a play. It was about like a married couple. It was like 2 or 3 stages where it was like a married couple that has been there, like a newlywed, and like one that's planning to get married. Maybe I don't even know the story too well. Honestly, I was kind of fading in and out. Clarissa was like, "You like it?" And I was like, "It's fucking awesome." But in my head, I was
We
just
get
like,
to smush after this, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, "Oh man."
when do we snoo
And I was just like, in the moment, I was just like, I know she likes it. This is really boring. So I was just like, oh, it's cool, it's cool.
the things you do for snoo.
The thing is you do for love.
Mm-hmm.
But she took me to that one, and she was like, I guess she kind of read it like towards the end. She was like, oh, he's not really enjoying this. She was like, you should probably go to Avenue Q. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And she showed me like something on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
just raunchy puppets. They didn't
Yeah.
get behind that."
Yeah, so we watched that. That was funny. Like I didn't actually go there, but like either listening to it on a CD or like watching something on YouTube, like whatever the skits, and then like a few more here and there, and then the last one being Wicked. We both liked it a lot. I listened to the audio more than I actually do the visual, and then finally like I said, I didn't know about this play. I didn't know anything about it. That it was going to be here in San Antonio. Then my wife calls me like, "Oh, hey, we're going to go see Wicked when you get it down for your school." I'm like, "Oh, that sounds cool." Like, "Oh, like who's paying for it?" "You are." Like, "What?" "Yeah, we already bought the tickets." I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Goddamn.
Oh, I thought you were asking. It's like, nigga, when have I asked? And you're like, yeah, you're right, honey.
no, like, so she was all like, "No, the tickets were not expensive, and you're only paying for obviously for Colleen and myself." But then it turned out that her family wanted to tag along too because her sister is a big play person. Her mom obviously not, but she likes to go do things. You know,
Yeah.
being a retired like
She's
Air
like,
Force
get me out of this fucking
Air Force
house.
person. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So, okay, cool. We'll see what happens. I totally forgot. I didn't realize we were going until last week. Like, oh, don't forget Sunday.
Did you go dressed up good, or did you go wear what you're wearing right now?
I dressed up good. little polo shirt or whatever, and then
I thought they thought you had completely forgot you're inside the car today. And you're like, where are we going?
no,
Beach.
it wasn't that bad.
We're going downtown, Pokemon, honey. Hells yeah.
Yeah, there was a video game convention at the Alamo this
Yeah.
too. So like, he was like going downtown. He's like, we're going to the gaming convention, are we? She's like, sure, buddy. Sure.
Oh yeah, dude. I didn't know that. It was like an anime game convention.
They're fucking gougers too, dude. Like, I mean, I understand, like, you know.
Baby, anything's a fucking gouge.
Well, because it was like at the interlude, they're like, oh yeah, please feel free to like go get some snacks, go to the restroom, and like go check out the gift card. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
The
Like,
the convenience stuff is always gonna get you.
Yeah, so I went. I saw the drinks were expensive. I was like, okay, let me check out some of the gift shop, whatever, right? And like for a hoodie, it was like $70.
Yep.
And then like
A shirt's like 35.
yeah, pretty much. And then even like the pins, like Colleen got a pin, like a lapel pin or whatever it's called. Yeah.
The enamel pins?
Yeah, they're like $10. And even the magnets were $10. I was like, whatever, you could get that shit, but don't get the fucking.
Don't get the expensive
Yeah,
stuff.
that's fucking crazy. And then
You know, you can find that on Amazon for like half the price.
yeah, even her sister was saying that too. Like, there's no point. But and then even at the end too, they're like, oh yeah, thanks for coming. They all did their bows, whatever. And then they're like, oh, before you go, just have a seat one more time. We're gonna talk about something. And like, if you want, you could donate like $10 to this cause that we're supporting. And if you do, we'll give you this like tote bag for free. If you donate like $50, it's like you get like an apron. If you donate $100, you get like a signed poster with all the cast. And if you do $150, it's like all that plus you go like backstage and like a bunch of other things.
You get to see them change.
Yeah. No. Fuck. But like.
He's like, I win.
No. I can't even see. I can't even tell if I would or wouldn't because we were like in the fucking rafters.
Oh, okay.
Like.
You can
I can only make out so much.
Looking?
But I was like, God damn, these guys are fucking trying to gouge us for money.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, sure, it's a good cause and whatnot.
You should have seen it with like, you should have gotten your fucking opera binoculars.
Monocles and shit.
No, your fucking binoculars. You just, okay.
One thing I've learned is that any event in downtown is gonna hit your wallet pretty bad.
I tried buying a wine last time I went to go see a comedian over there.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking $20. I was like, this bullshit. Give me some beer.
Better get me drunk the first sip or something.
Better be some magic wine.
So what we
dry.
did in our typical family fashion, like everyone was supposed to go down the main stairwell. We went down the fire exit, got the fuck out of there.
Like, nope, they ain't gonna get me.
You ain't getting me
They
today.
ain't gonna guilt me into this. I don't fucking like these. What was the cause though?
It was a good cause. It was like I don't remember like the name of the place, but it was for like AIDS prevention, AIDS awareness, as well as like trying to get the
Was it
cure
that
out.
Thrive thing?
Hmm?
Was it that Thrive thing?
No, it wasn't Thrive.
okay.
It was something else. I heard of it before, and I know it's a good organization. So I was like, oh, that's a cool, but
It's on the up and up.
yeah, but I'm not. Fuck no, not
I know
today.
I asked this to Roman. Does Disney on Ice count as theater?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah? And then, I do like theater.
Oh.
I used to love the fucking Disney on Ice stuff.
I mean, it's a different type of theater, but I mean, you're still watching a play. Like, you're just watching singing and dancing, some sort of act, right? I mean, that's how I see it. So.
You know, I wish they still come around, right? I don't know. It's been a while since
There was that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like they had the Marvel thing recently?
They had the
right?
Marvel thing
Marvel thing?
recently.
Yeah, I could have sworn that was on Ice too.
Marvel on Ice. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
man,
Yep.
I gotta,
There was
tell my
Spider-Man.
nieces and nephews, say, you guys want to go see this? I could be like, I want to see it. I used to love those things. I used
Remember?
to buy the fucking little light things
Do
and
you-
move it around.
Speaking about that, do you remember when the Power Rangers back in the day they came in, and like I don't remember which theater it was or whatever, but my mom took me and remember Aaron?
Yeah.
Took me and Aaron to this thing, and it was against Lord Zed, and I know it was Lord Zed. Because like the Power Rangers on stage, like fighting like these fake dummies or putty whatever people.
The purple people, right?
No, the putties,
that's-
the gray ones.
yeah.
Remember the very
Oh,
first.
okay.
The purple people was for Ivan
Ivan Ooze, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so like I remember that they gave us like little like light up swords and like little flashing cards, and then when Lord Zed, like there was an inflatable Lord Zed, and then like he's like, oh, I'm powerful, whatever, and then like Jason was like, all right, get your reflectors and shine them at Lord Zed and you'll defeat him. I was like, fuck yeah, fuck you, Lord Zed. Like,
I'm helping Tommy out.
yeah.
Those are some of the coolest toys. We used to have the
morphers.
The morphers. That you take out the little coin, put whatever
I
dinosaur you want.
I wanted those so bad when I was a kid, but I was poor, so I could never
We
get
got
them.
those, and we
I could have.
they got Eric the flute with the dinosaur.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Yeah,
Fuck
he-
you.
Yeah.
And my brother, he had the whole Green Lantern thing. I know it was because it was for one
Green
of his,
Lantern.
Green
I mean
Lantern.
the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
It was
what the
one of
fuck?
his birthday presents.
I was really jealous.
Dude, like that's like everyone has that one toy that they wish they got as a kid. Fucking the green dragon dagger, the Green Ranger's fucking dagger shit. I fucking wanted that. I'd suck someone's dick for that shit. You know what I mean?
Funny you should say
Yeah,
that.
I
No,
know they
Actually,
did, Eric.
actually, I had the green dagger, and I
Yeah.
also had a Saba,
Saba,
yeah.
the fucking White Ranger
Yeah,
sword. Yeah,
But he had the dagger and was that a natural flute, and then you press the button and make the song.
yeah. Do.
And then he had the dinosaur.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
green. Yeah, that was the coolest
I
one
don't
in my
remember the
opinion.
dinosaur, but I remember the fucking flute, and I'd fucking hit everybody with it.
Oh yeah.
And then I got the Saba, and I would hit everybody with that, and it just like open its mouth and be like,
Oh yeah.
And,
like,
and then
it's
we got
fucking
the
creepy.
we had the morphers. And
I
you
actually-
had to do the whole pose. You put
Yeah.
your names morphin' time.
Morphin' time.
But yeah.
When
Roman looks a little salty about it.
in San
I
Diego,
don't care anymore. I'm 30 years old. I don't give a fuck about that shit anymore.
He's like, go home. He goes like, I got a real good job now. He goes to Amazon.
yeah. No,
But
remember-
John's always gonna be there like, I had the fucking Transformers.
Yeah, I'll kick him in the face.
I actually had a pretty decent collection for Power Rangers. Like I actually had remember the you press the morpher on the doll and like it would flip its head,
Yeah.
like whatever.
I did have a couple of those. I do remember that.
I had a few of those. I had the gloves, like when you would like press it, like right here, it would go like, whoosh, whoosh, like like you're playing.
Karate
Yeah,
chop in
karate
action.
chop in action.
No, we didn't get Power Rangers. We got the Beetleborgs
Beetleborgs was pretty
and
sick.
the
Yeah,
VR Troopers.
no one knows about VR Troopers.
You
I
know
feel-
why? Because
It was-
Wieners and Solo Surf had them for real cheap. That was our Power Rangers.
No, VR Troopers was pretty cool. I remember watching it early in the morning before going to school.
No, that was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
One of the many reasons I was late.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, dude, cartoons before school were the best things ever.
I feel like Beetleborgs was a lot cooler than what it actually was, because I actually watched like the first like few episodes of it. I'm like, what the fuck was I watching?
It's
It's
tough.
rough, yeah.
Especially that Ghost Elvis thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
That like,
We only got Power Ranger stuff for birthdays or Christmas.
I was like, man, I'm
And
super
whenever
fucking lame.
McDonald's released something,
yeah,
and everything else was the clearance bin off.
Yeah.
Who didn't like McDonald's in October? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those fucking.
Oh yeah, we got
those
buckets.
to fucking go trick or treating with.
Yeah.
yeah.
I had 12 of those.
But now the toys nowadays suck though.
Oh yeah, no
That's
doubt.
true. That's true.
No, dude, they released the stuff for Mario. I collected all those.
I was
I like the little Mario dudes.
Suck.
now thinking about it. I was just a weird kid, cause
No.
I would end up
Eating rocks.
I played with rocks. I didn't have a football. That story's so fucking
I'm sorry.
overplayed. No, because like my grandparents were the ones that would buy us like toys like that. So I remember getting like a few of the Ninja Turtles ones and like being super stoked. But I was super stoked,
Super.
super duper stoked
Oh god.
for fucking Dick Tracy toys for some reason.
Dick
Dick Tracy
Like,
was cool.
I fucking love Dick Tracy.
He does.
He
And
loves Dick. He loves Dick.
And the other toys that I would get were Terminator 2 toys.
My brother
Terminator.
used to live there.
Yeah, I fucking love Terminator 2 more than anything when I was
My
a kid.
brother liked Terminator 2 and RoboCop.
Mhm.
My older brother.
That's why you jack off like the black guy in Terminator.
And the Dick Tracy stuff was cool. The cars
Yeah.
were fucking awesome.
I just
Yeah.
had a lot of Dick Tracy.
He had a lot of dick.
Yeah, I just had a lot of dicks.
I wasn't a fan of
Dick in his yellow
RoboCop.
one.
Were any of you guys a fan of RoboCop? I actually wasn't.
Dude,
I mean-
grew up with the era, dude.
I
I
remember
mean,
it.
I liked it, but like to like collect anything of it, no, I was never like that. But I did like the first one. I remember being like, oh, this is fucking cool.
I was-
Super violent. I should have watched it
if it
when
was
I was
more-
fucking 4.
if it was more of like a copy
titties
thing,
on it, right?
I would like Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd was more of my favorite. Even as a kid or whatever.
Stallone, man, huh?
One of the co-creators passed away.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, Judge Dredd. RoboCop's always gonna be better than Judge Dredd.
I think he was just too
No.
corny.
What?
But both of those fell in comparison to Demolition Man.
Which was a good movie.
It was a fun.
Wesley Snipes,
Looking at it now, I'm like, oof, this is kind of tough to sit through, but I still sit through it because I just like it.
Demolition Man had the fancy ass Taco Bell, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just remember that fucking scene in there.
It comes in pill form.
It gets,
Oh dear, to judge you. But
no, Judge Dredd, fuck yeah.
my brother loved RoboCop. And when he liked stuff, I was like, oh, we used to watch it together. So I was like, all right.
I had no choice.
RoboCop just seemed too stiff to me. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That was part of it.
so okay, this is a typical RoboCop scene. He comes in, looks around like a fucking idiot, just whatever. Like, stop in the name of the law, and then like they'll like kill this fucker, and then they'll shoot like everything at him. He's all, I'm too quick on the draw, do, and then that's it. Then game over.
sounds like a fan if you can say it verbatim.
Dude,
Yeah.
what was it? This fucking big ass gun came out of his leg and shit.
But
You know
it's
how many
like,
times I wanted a gun to come out of my leg?
And then the big bad guy was a big old fucking robot.
but even so, he didn't
It
do
wasn't.
anything. Like it's like, it was okay. At the time, the graphics were okay, obviously, because like we were kids, whatever. Young.
How'd you feel about the remake? Now that he wasn't just,
I actually haven't had
stiff.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
Is that the one? There's a RoboCop. I don't know if it's the remake or the original one.
Mm.
They're going to release an X-rated version of it. It's bloodier and
I know
10
that-
times more wiener shots.
Where did my dick go? In the
But-
name of the law, stiffen up.
I think the Judge Dredd world is better, as well as I love Judge Dredd's gun, like the gun in there. It's like you say whatever the fuck you want, like double whammy. Like it acknowledges you.
What's the name of the gun?
Oh
I
fuck!
know it has a name.
I ain't gonna lie.
I was never like a huge Judge Dredd
Which
fan,
is
so I
funny
can't
because
say.
there's like a cult following for that.
Yeah.
Comics,
Fuck yeah.
graphic novels.
Well, I mean, it
and-
started off as a comic in the UK, so like it was super fucking violent. And then when they had the riots and they had the Stallone one, it was kind of like, oh, okay, it's more campy, like so it's more appropriate for
got
like
remade
American
too,
audiences.
right?
Yes, and I loved it.
And the remake, I actually saw like just the scene, and it's like he just like shoots the gun, and his like some guy's head just turns into pink mist.
It's called the fucking Lawgiver. How fucking sick is that shit?
See, I didn't watch the remake. I gotta watch it now.
The remake looks
City-
pretty cool.
You're like,
But
City
apparently-
puts the gun to,
Well, I
Judge
saw
Dredd.
the scene when we were at Grimdark. Me and John were playing a game when you came by. They had it on the
Is that
screen.
what was playing?
That's one of the things I was playing.
Um,
And I was like, what the fuck? And then I asked John, I was like, have you seen this? He's like, nah, I stay away from shit. And I was like,
What the fuck?
I was like, okay, that's a weird thing.
John's a real prissy bitch. He's like a Nazi. He wants the original, the good stuff.
Well, not even. I watched the original Judge Dredd.
No, I said
is
John,
Really,
not you.
okay. The original Judge Dredd is really good. I like
Stallone's
any Stallone movie that he's done. I fucking like.
Okay.
And RoboCop. I just think RoboCop was a better superhero,
Okay, I can see him as
Right?
a better superhero, obviously. But Judge Dredd,
or a better policeman in the figure.
no.
He wouldn't be
Dredd-
called. He wouldn't
Dredd-
be called as an anti-hero, would he?
Was it
Who? Judge Dredd?
No,
RoboCop?
RoboCop.
He's not an anti-hero.
No, he
He's
was
all about the law,
following-
bro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I had to
hate-
look up the definition of
And I hate the
anti-hero.
remake because they changes the whole look of him.
I like it.
The whole they gave him a black suit.
Hell yeah.
Like, ah,
And it
man.
had like a hawk end. at
Yeah,
the
it
thing.
just I didn't like.
Oh,
it.
like a real Battle of the Planets type of thing.
Yeah, like it was like a ninja, so it was like a ninja visor, like fucking.
I need to see it. So
It was good. It was really good. I liked it.
There's few remakes that I've actually enjoyed over that beat the original. I never, and I guess they're. What do you think of the new scary stuff that game remade, like the new Chucky?
Michael
Looking forward to
Myers.
I'm
Michael
looking forward to
Myers.
Halloween. Who wants to go with me?
I'm not going.
Come on, man, you can hold my hand.
No.
Why not? Are you scared?
No, you're just weird.
Are you
You'll get
Fair enough.
you'll get turned on for that fucking weird.
are you a fan of
Jamie Lee Curtis
No.
will still get it, bro.
No, like I'm not big into like the Halloween movies. I mean, I'm a fan of Jason. I like Jason a lot. I love all the Jason movies.
Which they just got the rights back, so they say that there's gonna be a new movie coming up.
Oh, nice.
Because he's
The
the original
creator?
Red Ranger. Gotcha.
The creator thing just won his lawsuit or whatever. He's finally regained his rights, so there might be another movie.
I didn't even know there was a battle for his rights.
Like I'm not a big fan of Hellraiser. I'm not a big fan of Freddy Krueger. I'm not a big fan of Michael Myers. Actually, Leatherface will probably be like a second to me. But like Jason was like that was the Halloween
That's
guy.
the slasher. You
No,
go to.
no dumb quirks from him. Just like a.
Just A. Yeah, just A. I don't give a
I don't know about dumb. In the second movie, he's fighting a breakdancer, and he just like he uppercuts his head off.
when he's
Come
walking
on.
through the city.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That was
but he
like- this is,
doesn't
like,
say anything
ridiculous.
like "nice dance"
Yeah.
or something like that.
Or
you
like
know?
Freddy was too comical to me.
Oh, dude, I love Freddy. Hate the remake, but the original Freddy stuff, I could watch that all day.
I'm not a
But yeah, you're right. It's comical. It's not like, oh, I'm afraid or I
Yeah.
can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
It was just enjoyable.
yeah.
You were gonna say, Rum?
Well, I'm not like a horror guy. I'm kind of a bitch
Me
about
neither.
horror.
Yeah,
but,
me neither.
What
But
about horse?
I'm about horrors. But like I respect like how iconic they are. Like I still like, even though like Freddy got kind of fucking weak sauce towards the end.
They made him like a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But in the first one, like it's scary. You know, there's some.
The first
cool
three are really good.
Yeah, there's some good moments in them, but like just like his look is it's fucking awesome. Same
He's
thing
wearing a
with,
fucking sweater. Like,
Yeah, but, like,
with the claw,
he
dude,
has the
and then
claw,
the
you
claw,
know what I
the
mean?
claw is the only thing scary about him.
The hat too.
and yeah, that hat's real scary.
It's a
See,
You
again,
know, you know what that means? It gives other ugly ass men confidence that they look good in it.
And
that's
but
scary.
yeah, I like Jason. I like the first one more than anything when the mom was the killer.
Spoiler
No,
alert, bro.
No, I can't remember. Is
It's
Jason
fucking like 30 years old
is
now.
Jason
Like,
or Freddy the one that give you the floating nuns?
The what?
The
What?
floating nuns.
What floating nuns?
Floating
No,
nuns?
I think it was Freddy Krueger.
It should be
nuns?
Freddy
There's
Krueger.
a scene where the nuns are coming and they're floating.
I can't say I
I
remember.
can't remember.
Like,
Again, like,
I'm not a
always-
I know
Freddy.
it's one of the it's one of those
Yeah.
iconic scenes and
Yeah.
stuff. I can't remember what
Floating nuns.
the floating.
I don't
nuns.
remember that from any Jason movie.
No.
That's the only scene that's ever scared me. Okay, other than Pinhead, I hate fucking watching Hellraiser.
Why?
I don't know. It's one of those.
You don't like any Cenobites?
No, well, I watched every single scary movie there's done because my older brother likes them.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you want to watch this? Like, sure. And Pinhead was the only one that actually gave me nightmares. And the scenes, the wicked creatures.
Yeah.
And the ones in leather. Fucking freaked the fuck out of me when I was
So he can never be a leather baby.
Like the Texas Chains Massacre.
Yeah.
It was never scary with me because it actually happened.
Yeah.
Fucking,
It was
Oh,
just
yeah, that makes sense to me, but yeah.
like
Right? Like, it's not scary because it actually
I don't
happened.
know. I mean,
like,
it was an actual guy. It wasn't a crazy dude or
Yeah,
a crazy
okay,
family.
yeah.
You
You
could
could kill
defend
him.
yourself against
Yeah,
them,
you could kill
right?
him. Yeah.
And like I said, Freddy was more comical. It was just entertaining.
yeah.
Jason, I saw him die so many times in the movies.
Yeah, but it comes back,
comes
baby.
back,
Ain't
baby.
nothing gonna stop this Jason.
Yeah.
But Pinhead actually
Space.
just seemed...
He's still alive.
Oh no, that one has one of my favorite fucking scenes.
Which one?
The Jason X or Jason
Yeah,
in
Jason
Space
X.
one? Is it
Jason X,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where like he like dunks her head into fucking nitroglycerin.
Oh
And then
yeah.
he just like fucking bashes her face in. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. But
Innovative.
yeah, exactly.
But Pinhead always seemed like the actual scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, scary stuff. Like
I mean,
Chucky, you're like, oh, it's a fucking doll.
I got
Okay.
scared of a midget. I got scared of a leprechaun. So I mean, I
Oh,
can't say
Leprechaun.
shit.
He was a little creepy too.
It-
The
Yeah.
first one was really
Candyman
good.
made me
The-
scared of
the-
black people.
Maybe scared of candy and black men and books and bees. A lot of things
yeah.
scared me out of that fucking movie.
You know, I've all,
The bees are listening to the
The
blacks.
Candyman.
Yeah.
Fucking when they first.
Yeah.
With the bees, I was like, I ain't fucking around with bees.
Yeah.
no, speaking about like the insects and stuff like that, I honestly am still to this day deathly afraid of spiders because of arachnophobia. The
Oh,
movie,
I love
dude.
that movie.
Fuck spiders.
Like my dad was like, "Here, son, let's watch this movie together. I'm like, cool, Dad. What is it? Like, oh, you'll see.
John Goodman.
Yeah.
Roseanne's John Goodman.
Yeah. God, like, and I was never.
Yeah, it's
I
a
was.
fucking picture of John
I was.
Goodman,
I was never fucking afraid of spiders until I saw that damn movie and the
Mm-hmm.
fucking spiders coming out of your mouth and
Yeah.
like, dude. And like even watching Eight-Legged Freaks, like it just like brought it all back. Like you know, I was, I was just sitting in the theater like,
David Arquette can't act.
because there was
Ready to
a
Rumble was terrible.
Oh, but I
Ready
loved
Rumble
it.
was a fucking great movie.
Don't
I
fucking
loved it.
defend that
It was
movie.
Ready?
a good
Yeah,
movie.
It had Rose McGowan and Nature Girls. Can't go wrong with it.
I will rule you.
Awful.
Crowd up. Crowd up.
It was fucking Sal. What was Sal's whole thing?
I don't remember. Fuck.
Oh, fuck. He's like, Wanna wrestle?
It's fucking shit. I don't care.
Gold. Comedy
It was
gold.
good.
No, like so arachnophobia scared me as a kid. Jason scared me as a kid, and then the only other thing that really like gave me nightmares was fucking Silent Hill. Not even the same like movie or
The game.
the game, because you know
Oh, okay.
fucking why it scared the fuck out of me is because the guy's name was fucking James Sutherland. My first name is James, so every single time shit was wrong, like, James, why would you do this to me? Like,
Oh,
bitch,
God.
I didn't fucking do shit to you. I'm
Or
here.
he'd fall asleep on him, like he'd be like playing and he'd fall asleep late at night,
Yeah.
and he'd be like, James, wake up, and you're like,
God.
and you're
Like
like,
how the game he only played the game he only played the daylight.
Oh fuck yeah! The lights were on. Fucking music was on in the background.
I forgot what game was like that for me that I had to play.
Fatal Frame?
No,
No,
I
Fatal Frame
I
was
can't
scary.
remember.
One of the only games where like I fell asleep with the before I even logged into the game was Devil May Cry, and if you listen to it,
Oh,
it gives
yeah.
you like that, like it's
Yeah.
like that, kind of cathedral music,
Mhm.
and then you hear like, you'll hear like the demons
Yeah.
kind of like talking shit.
That's right. Yeah.
And then I remember like falling asleep and like waking up. I was like, "What the fuck?
What the fuck is
I was like,
going
oh my god, I'm dead. I'm in hell. Fuck."
The fucking creepers laugh.
The what?
The Tales from the Crypt.
Oh yeah.
The laugh at the end.
Yeah.
All right, so we used to watch the Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
And I used to fall asleep,
Yeah.
and his fucking laugh always woke me the
It's
fuck up.
like-
Like, what the fuck? And you know, me and my brother used to share a room. And motherfucker turned off the light, and all you hear is a laugh in a dark room. I was like, nope.
I ain't opening my eyes.
No, you watch the fucking bones, and like, oh, that shit's funny.
Yeah.
And the stories were alright.
I mean, he played.
but the laugh will always fucking get me.
Yeah, he was a little creepy.
That is creepy.
I mean, it was his job to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he wasn't even a real guy. It was a puppet.
Yeah.
Now the monster movies, like Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, none of those actually ever scared me. They were just really good entertaining movies.
Yeah, they were just insane movies for sure.
I think because it's by the time our generation was there, like that was scary for our parents. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that was like, oh, that's old shit. That's whatever.
Oh, dude, I used to love watching the Dracula Frankenstein movies.
Oh no, I did too.
Yeah.
I watched them all, but like it just felt like whatever.
Like the Dracula
Then you
one
remember they
was
made the
probably
Monster Squad. You're like,
Yeah, when they humanized Dracula and Wolfman, I was like, they ain't shit.
Get him in the Nords. Wolfman guys, Nords.
That's right. When it comes to like, I guess the scariest like out of those was probably like the Dracula, but even that was like
The
not
Tom
very
Cruise
scary.
one?
No, fuck no.
Nah, was it Tom Cruise?
No, that was the Mummy.
Was it The Mummy?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like
Dracula's
recent.
Oh, no.
No,
You're
no.
thinking Brad Pitt.
No,
No.
who was it? Keanu Reeves?
What?
He was in it, yeah.
No.
And Dracula, right?
Yeah, and
Oh,
Bram
okay.
Stoker's?
yeah,
Yeah,
Bram
Bram
Okay,
Stoker's
I thought you were
yeah.
still talking about the Mummy. I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
No, Bram Stoker's Dracula is probably like the
Brendan
scariest
Fraser,
out of like
fucking
the
Bruce
remakes.
Lee.
Keanu Reeves and Winona.
Winona Ryder.
Yeah, Winona Ryder. And
Winona.
dude, like,
Gary Oldman, yeah.
yeah, he was Dracula, right?
Yeah, he was Dracula, and it was probably like the scariest, but even at that, wasn't scary at all.
The old vampire is the one that was scary.
Yeah, because his shadow would be
the
doing
shadow
something else.
and the white wig.
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Nosferatu.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the movie was really good. But yeah, I could see it. Like,
It was, yeah, it was probably the scariest, but again, not scary. When
it's
you
Bram
really look at it.
Stoker's Dracula. It was Anne something's Frankenstein.
Oh.
The Did they actually put Mary Shelley's Frankenstein?
Mary, yeah, that's sorry. I don't know.
They actually named it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Mary
the
Shelley's
one with
Frankenstein.
Robert De Niro, right?
Yeah, that was the more serious one.
Yeah.
Then you had the Jack Nicholson's Wolfman. I think.
The only
Wolf.
one that gave
The Wolf.
the only one that gave me nightmares was fucking
Oh no, it
Michael
was
Myers, and that was when I was like in middle school.
Mm.
Fucking, I remember falling asleep, and I woke up. I was asleep in school. You remember how the bottom of Truman was just like that donut, but it is like windows everywhere, so you can see into them.
Yeah.
I remember where I was in the middle of class. I woke up, and for some reason it was Michael Myers, but he had like Goku hair, like Super Saiyan 3 Goku. It was long and orange.
The influences are coming.
Yeah. He was there, and he was just staring at me through the window, and I was like, guys, and I look around, it's fucking empty. I was like, oh fuck. I was like,
this is super Mike. He's ascended
like,
beyond a normal state.
I was like, there's somebody here. And he just stayed
doing
quiet.
The pose and everything, like everything's shining around him, but he's not talking.
He wouldn't be talking, he's just like that, and then he just fucking picks up his knife, and I'm just like, oh fuck. I was like, how do I get out of here? Luckily I like, when he was walking towards the door, I fucking ran out of there, like kicked it, and it hit him in the face.
Because I'm sure that fucking worked.
Yeah, well, it didn't. Because it hit him, but he didn't fucking flinch, and I just started walking around, and it would just chase me in a circle, and I was like, you know what, Eric, this is a dream, you gotta wake the fuck up, or else this nigga's gonna get you. And I'm like, yeah, it was tough. Then I woke up, and I was in the middle of class.
Oh, that's the worst part.
With pee running down my leg.
I remember it's Benicio del Toro's Wolfman. I think he was
Oh,
that
that
was
was
shit.
terrible.
Was it?
Yeah, it was
I-
bad.
I didn't
You're
see
getting
it.
your shit mixed up. The Benicio del Toro one is like the newer one that they played with Anthony
Yeah, that
Hopkins.
was.
No,
No, it was bad. It was bad.
I got horrible reviews.
But like, so did Venom, and Venom's.
I heard Venom was mixed.
It's
It-
mixed. Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes says it sucks, but then
IGN and
the
all that
one
was like
IGN, and even on Rotten Tomatoes it says that
Fake news.
there's a lot of people that
The,
voted it up or something
Yeah,
like
the
that.
fans.
fans.
The fan reviews is good.
Yeah.
The critic review is bad.
I mean,
But
I mean, it's
a movie that you go and you shut your brain out and you just listen to it.
I think it has it's the highest grossing October movie.
I think
Yeah,
it's
80,
October was
80
like-
million or something like
80
that.
million, like
Yeah.
that,
Wait until My Hero Academia comes out again.
Well, actually,
I missed
Hero
it, man.
Kind of blew the box office too.
It's till the 24th. It's still in.
Oh, it's still here?
Yeah,
Oh,
good
fuck.
chance.
Fuck Colleen. I'm going to go watch it.
That,
You
man,
go to
I
hell.
wish they brought back Fairy Tale. I wanted to see that movie so bad too.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know, man. Scary movies. Kind of want to watch on that. Except Hellraiser. I'm not watching Hellraiser. Fuck that.
Hulu has Hulu Veen. They have all those movies. Ha ha ha.
But they have all
Not
the
a
new
sponsor.
movies. Though. They have all
Use
the new-
code Grim to get laughed at.
Who was like, what's this shit?
So Hulu, Netflix, and all they have the new scary movies, and they still balls.
They have the old ones too.
like the Blair Witches and the fucking.
That one was scary.
Blair
I remember.
Witch just
I-
made me
I-
throw up. Because it's like too, like, I remember when I was trying to watch it, like, I had just too much camera moving. I was like, ugh. Like,
Oh,
I'd
you
say,
got motion sickness?
yeah, I get motion sickness really easily. Even, what was that? I think there was a movie called, like, Quarantine. Huh?
How are you?
Well, no, like, I have sea legs. I can stay on the fucking water, no problem. But, like, if
You're
I'm
a
in the
Navy
car,
man.
even if I read, like, one sentence on a fucking book, I feel disgusted. Like, you know, like, I just want to kill myself.
Fair enough,
You know
fair
what?
enough.
You remember yesterday we were doing that Ascendant Challenge on Destiny?
Yeah.
I was like, how do you get motion sickness? And you never got to it.
Yeah.
But the part where you're at another donut, just before you jump into the platform where you fight the two witches,
Yeah.
I was running around from there, but since it's angled like this and you're kind of clinging on there, every time you move, it looks like it shifts. So I was just like, oh man, that's a lot of black. I was like, oh wow, okay. As I was just running around, I was just like, oh. I was like, okay. I was like, I can see how you get motion sickness. This is fucking sucks. And I was like, Roman, hurry the fuck up. And I just put my character to sit down.
Fair enough.
But that should be a good point to Romans get to our Halloween story.
I was,
Yeah. We have a Halloweeny story.
I was trying to do a fit in. It's like, after you leave the scary movie stuff, do you ever get affected by it?
What do you mean?
Like, you get so freaked out, you kind of like,
Oh, yeah.
you check everything around you. Do you ever check the back of your seat?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, I'm like, if I get spooked in any sort of way, like, I look double behind me, like, just to make sure everything's good.
See, that's good.
Yeah.
Here's a story of somebody who did it.
Dun, dun, dun.
The killer in the back seat. An urban legend. This is from thoughtco.com.
A thought.
Sounds made up.
Yeah, thought. Sheer
Thought like thinking.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about hoes again.
So this is by David Emery, and this was updated June 5th of this year. And it says, as told by reader Emily Dunbar, one night a girl went out for drinks with her girlfriends. She left the bar fairly late at night, got into her car and onto the deserted highway. After a few minutes, she noticed a lone pair of headlights in her rear view mirror, approaching at a pace just slightly quicker than hers. As the car pulled up behind her, she glanced and saw the turn signal on. The car was going to pass, when suddenly it swerved back in behind her, pulled up dangerously close to her tailgate, and the brights flashed.
That sucks.
Now, she was getting nervous. The lights dimmed for a moment, and then the brights came back on, and the car behind her surged forward. The frightened woman struggled to keep her eyes on the road and fought the urge to look at the car behind her. Finally, her exit approached, and the car continued to follow, flashing the brights periodically. Through every stoplight and turn, it followed her until she pulled into her driveway. She figured her only hope was to make a mad dash for the house and call the police. As she flew from the car, so did the driver of the car behind her, and he screamed, "Lock the door and call the police! Call 911!" When the police arrived, the horrible truth was finally revealed to the woman. The man in the car had been trying to save her. As he pulled up behind her and his headlights illuminated her car, he saw the silhouette of a man with a butcher knife raising up from the back seat to stab her. So he flashed his brights and the figure crouched back down. The moral of the story? Always check your back seat.
And never let your back door open.
That's true.
I mean, unless you're into it. I mean, I'm down.
I like that story, but the first time I heard it was lady stopped at a. No, the
That's
first
a
time I heard it
SpongeBob
was
thing.
there was a lady. That's a spatula.
The same thing.
No, she stopped at a full service gas station. Right, she stayed in the car, and since it's the attendant is the one who put gas in the car, cleaned the windshield, and he really doesn't act too strange, but he notices something, and she goes, "Here's my card, just run it through the machine." He's like, "Oh, this machine's not working. I gotta get you to go inside." And she's like, "You didn't even try." He's like, "No, I know this." He's like, "Ma'am, I work here. This one's not working. Why don't you go with me inside the store, and we'll use the computer there, the register there." And she's like, "Well, I don't have time. I gotta go." He's like, "Ma'am, I suggested." She's starting to get weird, and then turns out he's like, "Okay, let me try and run this inside. One moment." And in there he calls the police, and he takes forever. She's honking, and he writes something down on a piece of paper, gives back her credit card. She looks at it, and he's like, "Don't look back. There's a man with a knife in your back seat." And she's like, "Oh, the cops get there, and, they get to save her and shit like that." There's two ways. There's the happy ending. There's the other one where, she goes to the house, and you're supposed to see that on the note it said there's a man in the back of the car, where she actually dies and shit. And it was like,
yeah. It continues. There's an analysis, a breakdown. So, in another common variant of this legend, the imperiled female, and it's always a female, please note, pulls into a gas station and is frightened by the odd behavior of the attendant, who keeps trying to get her to leave the car and join him in the office. It turns out he glimpses the knife-wielding murderer in the backseat and is trying to save her life. Folklorists have traced back this legend back to the 1960s and believe it may have been inspired by a vaguely similar real event in 1964 involving the discovery of a New York City policeman of an escaped murderer hiding in the backseat of the cop's own car. The killer in the backseat was among the legendary horror stories dramatized in the 1998 film Urban Legend. Let us not assume, however, that real-life evildoers never lie in wait for their victims in the backseat of vehicles. As reported in the Daily News on September 14, 2007, a female college student in Alabama was threatened by a man with a gun who popped up suddenly in the backseat of her SUV. She escaped, fortunately, by slamming the brakes and bolting from the car. So that is the end of that.
Yeah.
So check your back
So it's
seat.
loosely based. I mean, most urban legends are loosely based on
Real
something.
life events. But yeah, always check your backseat.
And there's always the...
I always do though. It's one of those things when you get into the car.
yeah.
You always check the back.
I think it's just because we're from a bad part of the
Yeah, I always
Yeah,
check.
not
It's like,
lying.
oh, I hope they didn't break in.
Yeah.
That day was a perfect thing. My mom took my truck out,
Yeah.
and when I went to leave, I was like, why are my doors unlocked? And I stared at the back seat. Like, oh, my shit's here. It's like, man, these people don't lock doors here no more.
It's
Yeah.
not. But I mean,
always lock your doors.
I mean, that's what happened when I was working at Heroes and I was overnight for a midnight release. I had Tony's truck. I remember I locked it, but when we were going out, so we were like leaving and we were gonna go eat, I was like, yeah, and I fucking opened it. I was like, wait a minute, I ain't unlocked this, and there was nobody in the back, but the radio was gone. I was like, well, at least they didn't break the fucking door or the window, so
That's nice of them.
that's considerate.
oh, the other variant that I've heard of this story is he's hiding underneath the car.
That's fucking dangerous.
So like he's hiding underneath the car and he has like his knife and
How the fuck do you hide underneath the damn car?
Ask Sideshow Bob.
yeah, exactly.
I was in Courage the Coyote Dog too.
What's that?
Courage.
Oh,
and
Courage.
You
Courage.
never seen the Courage?
Well,
No, I like
depends.
Courage.
Well, depends what vehicle you're driving. It's still kind of hard because you have the axle turning there the whole time, and it's
that's
super
a dumb
hot.
idea. That's
But
Ow,
some people.
the back of my neck.
hey,
No. Well,
Shift-
you're not
shift
facing
properly.
down. You're holding on to the edge because underneath the car there's lips.
Yeah.
That's where you get to lift them, and one person's strong enough for fucking,
That's
really wants to kill somebody.
Apparently.
Fucking, they hold on to there and they just fucking like.
They have
Pull
the,
up.
I
they have
see-
the
I
knife
see
in their
some of
their
them
mouth.
in,
And it's
like in
Yeah.
action movies.
Yeah.
The action movies and spy movies. That's where they.
I mean, if they're
Yeah.
like big ass trucks, like if it's like the guy with the small wee wee and fucking lifts this fucking thing like
Yeah.
yeah,
6-7 feet.
anybody can get under.
Yeah. Or monster trucks.
But you should be able to see the monster under that truck.
Go ahead and tell us in the comments if you were a slasher. Would you hide in the back seat or underneath the car?
Backseat.
No, it's the back seat. We're too fast.
Yeah, it's more comfortable back there. You can kind of spread out.
Please don't be the dumbass that gets locked in the trunk.
I mean, I probably would, to be honest with you. I'm a retard.
You know, it's funny how people could get stuck in trunks, but they always forget that the trunk, the back seat of the back seat
Yeah.
actually pushes forward.
No.
So you know,
In
'cause
some cars, and some of them.
in
you have to
almost
rip-
all
yeah.
vehicles,
Yeah,
you can,
All newer vehicles.
Yeah, I was gonna say older
Yeah,
vehicles.
and-
older vehicles,
on
you
older
have to
vehicles,
you have to rip the apparel, the price tree.
well,
Yeah.
the upholstery, but
And then most new cars also have the little latch inside the trunk.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
you-
they're just
safety
like,
feature.
they've seen the videos, they've heard the mumble rap. They're like, these people are gonna be super fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Just put a little button inside the truck, pop it open.
Yeah.
But anyways, talking about comments. I know we have a couple from last week's episode.
We do have a few from last week's
And
episode.
while Roman's getting all this set up, make sure you can always join us in our social media. We have Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search out Grimworks. You could always drop off a comment on youtube.com/Grimworks. And you can listen to our podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. Just go ahead and search out the City Podcast or Grimworks. We're there. Or you can go the old school way. Roman, tell them what the old school way is.
You can always send us an email at citypod88@gmail.com. Eric.
citypod88@gmail.com.
All right.
Also, hit subscribe and do the bell thing on the fucking.
yeah, we never say that anymore.
Well, he never did. I was like, I think he forgets that.
No, we just gave
Subscribe.
up on YouTube when they changed the rules on us. We're never going to meet the criteria they want for us to either get notifications, like them spreading our stuff around, or making money off it. It's just big gap.
Man's trying
No,
to keep
no.
you down or what?
I don't know. I think
dude.
you can still hit subscribe to fucking Rimworks and
Yeah.
do
But you
the
can
thing.
always do
No, 'cause
that.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking because we before the rules changed, we had met it. We were there. We're start getting money. We're gonna start getting the support where
He
they
was.
let out they let out our videos and everything. And just when we hit that goal of like, oh, this is old school YouTube ways.
Logan Paul comes and shows a
Yeah,
dead body.
They changed the rules and they made the gap so big. So all the new starters, you had to have a big fan backing before you could do anything on YouTube.
Or pretty much do that whole bot thing where you get like 1,000 accounts, so you
Or
make
you
up your
join,
own.
what was the Facebook groups?
Yeah.
Sub for a sub or a
Yeah,
view for
exactly.
view.
Yeah,
But
there's a few things like that.
we always thought that was, not for us because we're idiots. We want people that actually, listen to our.
Well,
Idiot rants.
the thing
I know
is,
about
like,
it.
those guys are just going to, like, it's good and bad because you're going to get people that subscribe, but if they don't the thing that YouTube now does is they see how long you're looking at the video. Not that you actually clicked on the video.
Yeah.
It's how long it holds your attention.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things now. That's what that YouTube is aiming for with their creators. So it's fine if you get subs and all that, but if they're not watching, they don't promote you.
And I think it's harder to watch or to listen to an hour and a half podcast on YouTube.
But you can also listen to iTunes and go ahead, rate, review, subscribe there.
And that's why we were focusing on SoundCloud and iTunes instead of YouTube. Because people were like, oh, YouTube is eating our data and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, SoundCloud, iTunes don't.
Yeah, and they're also, if you're an Android user, there is a podcast
App?
catcher. I don't remember which one it is because I know that Trent probably does that. But you can do that with any podcast
Last
catcher.
time I checked, I think we were on the Android podcast thing too.
Yeah, so either way, you can listen to them there, or you can listen to YouTube. Either way, you can comment through the YouTube or the email that we just gave you, just like this YouTube contributor
There you go, contributor.
that has gone so far and beyond that she's gotten her own theme song.
Oh, come on in, clan, and welcome to the jam. I'm in, and welcome to the jam.
Alright, it's Clarissa's Clan Jam
Sometimes I miss
Power
Mark
Hour.
not being here.
Sometimes.
Yeah, Mark always put his 100 in that. But her first comment is, I'm surprised that you've never heard of the dog licking story. I saw a live action of it when I was real little. I want to say it was Blood Mary Tales or something like that. I think it had the story where the couple's car stalls near the woods and the guy goes out to find help. The girl falls asleep and wakes up to scratching on the roof. Freaks out but waits till morning. Turns out that her BF hanging above the car, dead and brushing across the roof. There was also a meat hook on the door.
Yeah, that's the one you heard.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe it was like
That's what
that-
the
That-
hook in the
there's two different ones, yeah.
Yeah.
There's the hook on the door, and then there's also that one where it's
Scratching.
always he goes out of his car for some reason to
Yeah.
take a piss or do something, and then she hears like screeching or something on the roof of the car, and she finds out that he was hanging.
Which is weird because you would think you would see somebody, somebody like, I don't know, pulling the rope or putting it above the
I
car.
don't know, maybe all these.
I never understood how she never seen outside the window. I'm like, it's.
She was asleep. She said she fell asleep.
In this one, she was asleep. In other
okay.
versions, she's just like freaked out and like not paying attention.
She's scared and she
Yeah.
looks down.
But her next comment, if I remember, didn't they say that Lucifer was the most beautiful angel?
That's true.
Sure was.
He was.
I don't know.
No.
Ask your father; he would know.
No, yeah, Lucifer was supposed to be the best and the beautifulest angel, and then that's why it was so hard for Lucifer to accept that God loved man more than his creations.
He's like, dog, look at this. And
So
you're
you
like,
think Lucifer's
that's
a bad guy?
cute.
That was one of the questions from last podcast. It was like,
In
is
how
Lucifer really, a bad?
I
Just
don't know.
because he's a bad guy does not mean he's bad.
Let's say bad guy. Okay, Zangief over here, but
She's the channel.
yeah.
Damn it.
Like,
I'm gonna kick a bison in the face so hard.
I feel like religion's getting like crazy now. It's like when you have like Catholic, Catholic, because I'm Catholic, and like Catholic priests and whatnot, like saying one thing, but they're like dealing boys behind the scenes and the other. And then not only that, but like there's been at least one, I think it was a deacon, literally
Bishop.
come out, bishop, saying that he, like there is no God, like the God was just invented back in the day to keep everyone in line and whatnot.
Deacon said that?
Yeah, there's a video on it saying like and all that, saying that.
From the Catholic Church?
Yeah,
Yep.
he's in like.
Right out of the Vatican.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
shit.
much. Yeah.
That I did not hear about.
Yeah, he said that, but I mean, I don't know how true this is or whatever. But like, I mean, I don't necessarily think like Lucifer is like all right or anything like that. Like I don't believe in the demons or anything like that. Fuck that. I don't need that bad juju in my life. But I don't know.
My best
I also don't feel like Moses parted the Red Sea. I don't feel like there's a big ass fucking boat somewhere in the deserts of this world that shows that Noah actually built this fucking shit. You know?
Badass if they can find it though.
Yeah, if they can, hey, fuck it. I'm sorry, God. Like, please forgive me.
Nope,
you know?
I feel like they planted it there.
Yeah.
I think there.
Aliens.
I think there has been some things like on Discovery Channel, if I'm not mistaken,
They-
Yeah,
where
they
they
find,
try
like-
they try to find the
But they
Noah's
They
Ark.
don't.
they find like the bark of the ark.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like,
Damn, bark of the ark.
No.
bark at the moon.
Oh, God. But, like, no, I feel like there are a lot of things. But even, like, when you have... Because growing up, like how we did, right? Like, we always went to church every Sunday, you know, catechism and whatnot, right?
Mhm.
Growing up from that to going into, like, my field of, like, study, like, with sciences and medicine and stuff like that, I'm, like, at that perfect, like, equilibrium where I do, like, sleep with the Bible and have holy water in my house. But then again, I'm, like, the scientific mind is saying, like,
Like, I'm a
there's
man of
no
science.
there's no proof. Like, there's absolutely no proof. There's no way you can prove to me that this happened. And that's why I always do watch, like, the Discovery channels and whatnot and, like, other documentaries
Just to see.
just to see, like, hey, man, like, if you find the proof, I believe it. But, like, if not, you know, I don't.
You're
I
a
don't
show me
believe
kinda
it.
guy.
You would love. There was a Joe Rogan podcast with I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he talks there's certain things he goes like through his thought process.
Yeah.
He goes through his thought process, and one of them is like, one of the things is like, oh well, balancing like faith and science and all that kind of stuff. It was really cool. And then he talks about like the Gregorian calendar, like the calendar we use, and just different things like that that are really interesting. So I think you'll enjoy that, James.
Yeah,
So-
that sounds good.
You know, as a religious person or balanced out, you don't believe in the supernatural aspect of religion?
It's like
Like,
do.
why do you keep holy water in your house?
Okay, so like I have, like I said, I'm
Symbols.
still at the like the teetering point. You know what I mean? I'm not fully into like God, law, or whatever like that. I'm not fully into science, but I've had specific things that happen in my life that makes me believe in faith. I have no other way to explain it other than it is faith, right? So like one of the
Which is like definition of faith, at least in my opinion.
yeah, like you just there's no scientific reason, but it happened,
Yeah.
and it happened. So you have there's no other explanation other than God, right? So the one thing that always sticks out with me that keeps me on that like borderline is that when my grandma died, everyone in my family was sad. Like, you know, we were fighting over some stuff, like who gets grandma's things, you know, like whatever.
The family bickering.
The family bickering, and I hated it. Like I was like, man, this is stupid. Grandma didn't want this, but she didn't do a will, so everyone was just arguing over who got what. So the next day, like after she died, like everyone had a big fight, and then the next morning I woke up, you know, at my grandmother's house, whatever, right? I went outside and there was a rose bush that grandma always had, but it was dead. And I always got mad at my grandma, like, why the fuck do I gotta water this damn rose bush? Nothing ever grows from it. She goes, no, like, it's my favorite. Just water it for me. I'm like, okay, grandma, I'll do it. So I go out and it's a red rose bush, but when I went out, I looked at it, it was white. There was a one fucking white rose on this rose bush. Never, like, in, like, years has this thing bloomed anything. But just so happened the day that after my grandma died, fucking white rose bush, I had no fucking explanation for this. And I was like, Mom, like, you gotta fucking look at this shit. And she did. She started crying. I brought all my family. It was like a sign, like, you know, like, oh, like, she's okay. Like, that's how I took it. Like, no one implanted this in my mind. No one did anything. But as soon as I saw it, I felt at ease. And everyone that saw it, like, for my family, like, pretty much everyone stopped arguing. Like, just fucking chill. Like,
That was that moment of peace.
yeah. And then like, I told my mom that she should totally like get this flower. Like, this is a sign.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, okay, like I'll get it tomorrow. Like, they were busy doing stuff, like preparing for funerals or whatever. Right. Next morning it was gone.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, fucking gone. And like that, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh fuck, like, you know, I said some prayers, I did this other shit.
Who done took it?
Yeah, pretty much. But no one's gonna take it. I mean, it was a beautiful flower. Like, it wasn't.
It was like a. Full
Right.
It was a full bloom flower. Like,
You never know. It was a family member who thought they were closer to your grandma than anybody else. Just
the only
like, "This is mine."
the only family that's in the area was my mom. The fact that they would actually come all the way over here, take the flower without me noticing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of things out there in the world that they have proven that it has no explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh shit, this shit actually happening.
Yeah.
So, you know, the whole religion or whatever,
Science at
Supernatural.
every answer.
Yeah.
the supernatural aspects of stuff is out there.
Yeah.
Like, but there's some stuff like the bleeding statues and
I think
all
that could be
It's
right.
a little
Hoax.
hoaxy,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
Oh, I just heard on NPR today that there was a former bishop.
Motherfucker is NPR.
Dude, it just happened.
I'm sorry to like. I'm sorry to like.
It just-
that
it
you-
just so
you
happened-
listen to NPR.
that there is a former fuck, I wish he was like a former representative of the Catholic Church that blatantly called out Francis and the cardinals in the bishops. I forgot. It's actually it's like the House of Bishops or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Saying that they knew that one guy was molesting either children or other females, you know, that they knew about it and they wanted to sweep it under the rug. And then Francis just, you know, fired back saying, what you're saying is you saying it's blasphemous and all this other shit. I was like, wait a minute. It was like a 3-page thing. They just hit the quick notes, and the main thing is saying that it was blasphemy, that the guy was blasting out, right? And I was like, is it really blasphemous if you're talking about other people? And I just realized that the Pope and everybody else kind of consider themselves God, and I was like, ooh. So that got me spiraling down a little thought process as I was running late to work, going, religion, organization, House of Cardinals, and political views, they're way too close that it seemed like one popped the other one out so they can have better control over people, because people need something to follow type of deal.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Government,
okay.
Government and religion have always been hand in hand.
Yep.
So all in all, I was like, you can't really trust it.
Pope and everybody in the representatives of the church think they're God.
The way they said it, the way I'm pretty sure you could find, because they made it as a public note.
I don't think
That they made
lying. They're
that you
just-
could they literally said they're blasphemers when they
Well,
go up against their word, which is the word of God. So through there, they're like, i.e., God told me, and I'm a worker of God, so you talking to God, and I'm God, dog, type of deal.
Maybe. Who the fuck knows?
That's how it goes.
One thing I learned from Constantine, they might be talking to someone.
Constantly.
I
Constantine?
don't believe that. No,
I don't think
when
anyone
you
can
get
take a
elected-
comic book.
Well, I mean,
Well, everything that's been written, ever, fiction, non-fiction, it comes from something.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. It's one of those things, where do they come up with these ideas? Because they've been...
watch The Invention of Lying. That explains it all.
Anyways.
She has a few more comments.
Yeah, I know she does.
Oh shit.
I like her next one is I like spicy, but kind of specific with salsa. The only thing I eat salsa with is chips or huevos rancheros. She says very rarely will I use salsa with regular Mexican food, and I put very little. You see, that's loser talk right there.
Yeah.
You put on as much as you can.
She sounds like a quitter to
anytime
me.
you fucking eat anything.
I don't know, but okay.
But update, you tried the barbacoa with ketchup.
I did try barbacoa
Just
with
before this?
ketchup.
Disgusting.
It's not for me. It's
James is like, what are you doing, no?
That's blasphemy.
it's pretty fucking gross, to be honest with you. I like
But
it.
to be fair, it was re-microwave barbacoa, so we gotta try it.
No,
I'm not trying it again.
No, I'm pretty
How about we
sure.
just go get tacos tomorrow?
See, a little bit...
We planned that the last time and it went horrible.
Because
So
we decided to stay up till 4 playing Destiny.
yeah, well, again, horrible.
Fair enough.
Putting a little bit of hot sauce, sure. It's okay. Get the flavor. excuse me, of the peppers and stuff, but drowning in it.
Oh.
It takes the flavor away from the food, dude.
Sometimes the food sucks, man. You gotta...
See, okay, that I understand.
Yeah.
When you're eating like a taco and it's just bad, or the food you cooked is bad, and you're like, oh man, well I already cooked it, I already waste, whatever time, money on this plate, and I have to get it down. If you had to drown it in hot sauce, that's understandable.
I understand that, and I concede that. But you also put salsa every fucking time you can, and you put as much as you can until your stomach hurt, and you're sweating, and then you regret it the next day, and then you do it all over again.
You know why? Food experience.
No, because you know why? That helps you lose weight.
Yeah, except I was actually going to say that.
We fucked up because we were supposed to eat like that, and then real Mexicans, they walk everywhere else. We just get in our car and just go sit down. But, it's stuck in our DNA.
Everywhere else away from America.
Because NPR said.
Yeah, we have a very sedentary life.
Yeah. Now we have scooters everywhere. No, I actually want to try one.
Is
that what it's called?
I tried it.
I think so, yeah.
I want one.
I tried it. They go pretty fast. I mean, it feels fast to me. It's like 6 miles.
It's like
6 miles per hour.
The fucking wind in my hair.
Yeah, dude, I was like this. I was doing that, and I forgot I was on the fucking scooter. So
do they have them downtown?
Yeah,
they have them everywhere.
There was like a shit ton of fucking hipsters fucking riding that shit.
The thing is, they go pretty quick.
Time to go downtown.
So we went Pokemon hunting. I downloaded the app. I unlocked it, and I had it, and I was trying it, and it goes up to like 6-7 miles for me on it because they have small wheels. I was like, I don't think this is meant for fat people. John tries it, same speed. Our friend AJ or Aaron, fucking, he got on it.
Fucking 30 miles an hour.
He hit 15. I was like, fuck. The only problem was I was trying to do that, ride, and play Pokemon Go, and I almost crashed.
That doesn't sound safe at all.
It wasn't.
Those scooters should be for fat people that can't, walk all the way.
Nah, they already have scooters.
Just fucking walk.
Oh no, here's the thing. The only reason I fucking even thought about it was I drove to downtown. John, Aaron, and David were already there, Pokemon hunting, and I didn't know where they were at. So I usually parked in the same place by the Alamo that I've always been doing it. And so I'm over there. I'm walking across the Alamo. I'm like, hey, where you guys at? It's like, oh, we're over here by this fucking Aztec Theater or something down the way. And I was like, okay, I'll be right there. He's like, oh, we're going to do a raid and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, fuck, okay, well, hold on. I was like, I can't. 1, John sucks at fucking directions. 2, I knew from Alamo to wherever they were at, it was like maybe 4 or 5 blocks. I wasn't going to walk fast enough over there. So I was like, you know what? Let me get one of these bitches.
To the back.
And then I got on one and I was like, oh, I got self-conscious. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Never mind. I'll just walk. I just started walking.
You had to carry the scooter with you.
No. You can leave them anywhere. So then I'm walking one way. He's like, we're going down this way. I was like, oh, he's going down Houston Street. I'm going down fucking Commerce. Because he told me he was by the McDonald's by Henry B. Gonzalez. I was like, okay. But no, this dude was fucking lost. He was just like, oh, there's a theater around here. He's like, there's no fucking theater around here. Other than the Crockett one that's inside the Henry B. Gonzalez.
It sounds like you're playing where the
and I was like, what the fuck?
Diego.
So I went this way, and I knew I passed him up when he's like, we're here at the Alamo. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Seriously. He's like, why don't you just tell me, wait at the Alamo, and we'll be there. And he's like, I don't know.
You need the exercise. It's okay.
So I was like, fuck you. So I literally walked like 6 blocks as fast as I could.
You got your steps in.
To get to it. Yeah, I did. I didn't have my fucking thing on, but
sad.
I'm pretty sure I hit a couple thousand, like at least 1,000 steps.
You got another comment?
Not doing that. But, I mean, around doing some more, yeah, I'll see that. But not that little...
quick
out of the whole story, I just heard he got self-conscious of being the fat guy in a new scooter.
Well, that and I didn't want to bump.
I don't care what people think of me.
No, because the thing was, I didn't know how long. It said it was like $1 to do it, and it was per mile or per minute.
Okay.
You got to pay 15 cents. No, 15 cents per minute.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I don't know how far this is. I don't know how long that'll be. And I go, and it still counts when you're, just idle. So you gotta wait for the stop signs and shit. And let alone it was busy, so I didn't want to bump into people and shit, or drop my
It's the
phone.
money bags. They didn't want to waste money. Ain't that some shit?
I mean, I wasted it because I popped it open
we got
at the
one more
Alamo.
comment, right, Rum?
We got 2.
Oh,
She says, if you want to hear a good story about Peter Pan, read or listen to The Cold Thief by Brahm.
yeah, I'm gonna find it.
Yeah. She had showed me that Brahm book. I think she bought it for her sister, one of her sisters, for like a Christmas present. And I saw it, and it was really cool. There was some really cool artwork on it.
Does it have Captain Hook?
Yeah, well, Peter
Cool.
Pan and Hook. But it has
They go hand in hand.
It has artwork that you'd like. It has that kind of like dark, grimy kind of artwork that I think you'll like.
Cool. Gotcha.
But her last comment: the ketchup does make it slick, which gives the illusion of motion being dry. Yeah. Okay. Not okay.
What the
well,
fuck?
because there's
You
two
aggravated the
things.
semen.
There's 2 things. There's ketchup on barbacoa, which Tony does.
Fucking weirdo.
I mean, I
Never
don't know.
seen him so
Look
disgusting.
at him. Doesn't he look like someone you found in a fucking dumpster as a kid? Yeah. See.
And
Gross.
But the email that had came in, or no, I think I even suggested it, that there's some people that I know that put
It was an
ketchup
email
on their tamales.
Oh yeah.
And I was-
I've seen that.
Really?
That's
I
That's
don't-
okay.
No, he said it's okay. He
No,
said
no,
it's-
he
I've
said
seen
he's
that.
seen it.
Yeah.
He didn't condone it.
Yeah.
All right.
I was
Because
gonna
it's
say,
condone it.
you're
because
over-
it's
you're over
it's
here
still
looking
gross.
disgusted at me for putting ketchup
Okay,
on
fucking
barbacoa.
ketchup on a fucking barbacoa, dog. It's fucking gross as fuck.
It's
There you
true.
go.
See, it's blasphemy to put it on tamales, but it's okay to put it on a taco.
No, it's not.
No,
it's gross.
no, ketchup
it's
on-
equally as gross.
Ketchup doesn't go on any fucking Mexican food. How
Fucking,
about that?
we're out. This is
That's not
I'm
true.
already angry.
Bacon and egg tacos, ketchup's pretty good.
I
Bacon and egg is not Mexican.
Tex-Mex.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's more
It's
like
not
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
That's just
It's
Bacon and eggs.
but it's not.
Bacon and eggs is white people food. You just
Yeah.
put it in a tortilla. It's
That-
not
that-
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
No, it's not.
Cowboys and Mexican. That's fucking.
so anything that tortilla becomes either Mexican or Tex-Mex.
Pretty much.
I would consider like the basic bitch fucking taco shit that could be put with ketchup, but you're not putting ketchup on fucking carne guisada fucking tacos.
Oh,
or
I don't think you can ever put that on. That's why you put cheese on carne asada.
Yeah,
Cheese
And
on
if I had
yeah.
lengthy conversations about people saying you don't put cheese on carne asada, it's gross, and I was like,
that's
you
good.
sir don't know
You're
how
gross.
to live.
Yeah. we found out that a lot of people don't know about carne guisada. That's like us, a San Antonio thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because John would go on a rant and tell you how mad he is that he can't go to Austin and get a carne guisada taco.
True.
Or
We went to
Houston.
Dallas.
Dallas too.
Can't get it in Dallas.
That's kind of the same thing with like California, but they have like their like Baja tacos and stuff like that. But not every place
That's the fish tacos, right?
will serve it. You know, it's like, oh, what's that? Like, bitch, I fucking was like 30 minutes drive this way. They sold me this taco. Fucking sell me this taco right now.
I'm hungry after 30 minutes of driving.
Yeah, dude.
3 things you could enjoy with barbacoa: hot sauce,
Yes.
Yes.
ketchup,
No.
and Big Red.
Well, Big Red's a given. But no, the second fucking thing is fucking guac. Fucking avocado.
Yeah. All right.
I'll give it that.
Yeah, no, you will give it that.
Oh, shit. Doc has spoken.
Yeah, that's fucking.
On that note, you know what?
I like a little fresh onion.
Oh, you know what? Thank you, Clarissa, for all the comments.
Yes, thank you.
I hope you keep bringing them.
Hey, you, what you gonna do? Hey, you, what you gonna do? Woo!
What are you doing?
That's the end of the song.
That's Eric.
Oh.
You
Okay.
know, that's how it starts, you know. Huh, come on again, man, welcome to the jam. And you know how the rest of the song goes. Hey, you, what you gonna do?
Oh,
Say
that's
something.
right,
There
Yeah,
you go.
there's that look of yeah.
Just watch Space Jam, you
You-
son of a bitch.
I fucking watched Space Jam.
You
Like,
just,
fucking,
in his eyes, you just put fucking ketchup on tamales.
yeah, that's true. I still haven't gotten over that shit.
Oh, hey.
You know what? On that note, this
Damn,
has been
bitch, you're gonna be in
episode-
town for fucking mom's tamales if she decides to make them.
112.
This has been episode 112 of the City Podcast. I have been Tony, and I'm here with,
Roman,
and
Your boy Eric.
hate that boy.
thank you to our special guest.
Jam
James.
Jam, aka
Jimmy
Jam Jam,
Jam.
aka Doc, aka that Navy nigga.
AKA, you should really put some ketchup above it.
No.
AKA, he's
I'm
gonna
into this fucking episode.
AKA, he's gonna uppercut the shit out of Tony's ketchup loving ass.
Yeah, his fucking left hip. Like we said at the end of every episode.
Bye.
Bye.
You gotta say bye. Bye.
Bye.
There you go. Bye.
Hell yeah, get some.